Kevin J. Johnston here, freedomreport.ca. Sandra Solomon from buyisrael.ca, buyisrael.ca. Please make a donation. Send Sandra countrywide and worldwide to bring more of this kind of information to the world that desperately needs it. Sandra, there's a number of Saudi individuals I've spoken to, and Saudi Arabia is a Muslim theocracy. There is no choice. You have to do what they say because the country is Islamic. Now, with that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but homosexuals, gay men, if you're caught, you're thrown off a roof or you're just executed. Mm-hmm. That's okay. So I'm correct. Number 2 is women are not allowed to be out anywhere unescorted unless they're with their husband, father, brother, or son.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm correct there. And then also they are completely covered up head to toe, including mesh covering the eyes.
Yeah.
So no man out there could actually see their physical form.
Yeah.
So with all that in mind, and it might sound like a goofy question, but how the hell do you meet anybody for marriage, for a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, for anything that's normal? How does it happen?
It doesn't happen. And, well, there is some harassment sometimes from some guys, when they go... Right. Like in the mall or stuff like that, but the Sharia police is always there, so there's someone monitoring. Even this is another thing from the Sharia, under Sharia law, we can have a Sharia police walking in Square One Mall, and I saw like when we were in Saudi Arabia with the stick, and they might hit the woman to cover herself proper if she's not proper covered. But back to the subject, there's not, like, most of the time, when it comes to the marriage, it's either forced marriage, what happened to me,
right?
Arranged marriage. Like 99.9%, it's arranged marriage. Okay. Or cousin marriage. They already, because in Islam, the guardian, the father, he might marry his daughter to her cousin when they are baby kids, you know what I mean? And they marry them to each other. And then, so when they grow up, that's it. She's been taken, like that's it. She's done. She's for him, for her cousin. Yeah. There's no option for her to say, yes, he give his word since she is a baby.
So
right?
Dad owns daughter.
Exactly.
And
same what happened to me. My dad, he's like, I decided to marry off to this man. I'm like, I don't want him. No, you're going to marry him. And by force, I married him. And men, there's even though homosexuality considered a sin, an evil act, and under Sharia law, they should be put to death.
Right.
But behind the doors, the percentage of gays and homosexual in Saudi Arabia, I guarantee you, it's higher than the percentage of gays in Canada.
Oh, I figured that. I mean,
it's higher than here, behind the doors. As long as behind the doors.
But behind doors. I mean, and what I'll reflect on here is you can't go to a nightclub and dance with a chick, make out in the corner, exchange numbers, go home, sleep with her. That just does not exist.
No.
Or you can't go on singles cruises and meet a single, or you can't go to a sex club and you can't do these things. It doesn't matter,
even in a decent way, I would say. You know what I mean? There's no such thing such thing called like
dating.
Yeah. There's no dating. There's no like if a girl like wants to see a guy or something, they can be in a big trouble if they're seen together. That's one of the reasons as well. Many women in Saudi Arabia, they prefer to keep the coverage because they're not known.
That's
Remember?
Right.
So they can be not
anonymous.
knowing.
They can be
anonymous. And in high school, and I face it myself. When I was in high school, there is many lesbians in schools in Saudi Arabia.
Do you know, I figured
I got sexually harassed from the girls all the time in Saudi Arabia.
Well, I figured that would be the case, and that's why I'm bringing this up, is that they hate homosexuals because the book says so.
Yes, but because
you can't
they're not open society.
Right?
There's no trust. They cannot trust, and it's all, and guess what? Again, because Islam, it's a sex cult. It is a sex cult. So the sexuality, it's a major, it play a major role in Islam. In any way, like pedophilias and all that. It's not, there is no morality. Like there is no fixed, way of life. It's open like this. As long as you're not doing it in public. Behind the doors, it's open for you to do anything.
Well, which would include things like, you are allowed to play with the genitals of your daughter when she's born. This is what was explained to me by a few Lebanese Christians who had to escape Egypt. Yeah. This is what they were seeing, is that men are allowed to have sex with whoever they want, whenever they want, essentially.
Yes.
Of course, I find that absolutely repugnant in every way that I possibly can. And I'm trying to understand the dynamic here of Saudi Arabia. I'm sure everybody else would like to understand the dynamic of how the hell do you meet somebody by chance. My wife and I met by chance. I mean, I was the best man at my friend's wedding. They met just by chance at a vacation in St. Kitts and Nevis. She's from Calgary. He's from Montreal. The two of them meet by chance. How is that possible in Saudi Arabia?
It's not possible. But now with the internet, of course, there is like, the Facebook, all these stuff. But it's all monitored. It's all like everything has to be under control of the father, the brother. I'm sure most of the girls in Saudi Arabia, the male who's responsible about her, he knows her password, he knows her personal, you know what I mean? They cannot be free. They cannot be if a girl came one day to to her father and brother and say, I'm in love with the guy, even if she did not do any sex, nothing, like, I'm not saying even decent love, and the guy, he really wants to marry her, the moment she open her mouth and say to her dad, I am in love with this guy, she will be killed. She's not allowed to love before marriage. This is not allowed in Sharia law. This is for you Canadian women. The girls, they're not allowed. They cannot say I love someone. No, forget it.
Do you know?
And don't forget the Canadian, talking about the gay and stuff. There many people, they can Google. I forgot the name of the prince, a Saudi prince. He killed his boyfriend in UK, and yet what they did, they sent him back to Saudi Arabia. They just
deported. They threw him out.
They sent him back. That's how far the Western, you know what I mean? I'm talking about the Western.
The Western world.
Yeah, the regardless, there's a victim here. It's a crime, regardless if we agree on homosexuality or not. There is a person who got killed, and yet the prince, the Saudi prince, he just
gets to walk away.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to go through the British court system.
Exactly. What happened to the British court system? What happened to the Canadian court system? That's coming here too.
Well, I'll tell you what's happened here is that the Canadian court system will continue to tell Canadian-born people or loyal Canadian nationalists what to do.
Yeah.
But we'll have a separate set of laws for all Muslims. That's just the way it is right now. A completely separate set of laws, because even the judges are afraid to judge a Muslim in a court of law.
Yeah. Fear. It's controlling them.
Well, how is it that a judge who's got big police officers with guns is afraid, and you and I are not?
They're brainwashed. I want to mention something very important before we finish. It's not the Islam that we're fighting here. There is a before Islam. The West, it's been wiped off, brainwashed already with the Marxist culture, like culturism of Marxism, globalism. All these ism, the ism that we are fighting all together, plus the Islamism, which is the worst. This is the worst. The worst ism is the Islamism. So
the worst in history.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly. And they're easy, if it doesn't matter, even if he's a judge, he could be a bad person, and he can be easy to be paid off with money and power and control, and that's all. It doesn't have to be only just fear and political correctness.
Yeah, well, we know about that one.
Diversity. That's it.
Diversity is the great divider. It creates internal apartheid within the country.
And I can see that this is what they're trying to do. I can feel it. I can see as well through the comments, through the groups or whatever I'm noticing, either behind screen or people calling me, emailing me. Many Canadians are really, really in desperate of a change. They're like anger. There's a lot of anger in many Canadians.
Anger's good when you channel it correctly.
Yes.
So what should Canadians do now? Today, 2017?
Purge the parliament.
Is what?
Purge the parliament.
Purge it.
Purge it.
Purge it. Okay.
Purge the parliament.
Purge. Yes, she's got a beautiful accent. No, it's a gorgeous accent. I heard purge, and the The only Burge I know.
Forget the P and
Yeah.
the P. It's
tough.
done. Yes.
Well, like Chinese people can't say L.
Yeah.
So they'll say, hello, peace. Yeah. It's not please, right? We get it. So
Yes.
Purge Parliament.
Purge the Parliament.
Well, I'm going to have to do some case law reading on that one to find out the best way to get Justin and his band of crooks out of there.
Amen. We're all behind you.
Canada, I know you're behind us.
Amen.
I read your comments, and Sandra reads yours, and she's showing me some of your amazing emails of support, and I've seen a lot of your public displays of support. Please stay public with your support. Tell us what you love about what we're doing. Tell us what you hate about what this country is doing, and support both of us. Donate to freedomreport.ca. Donate to buyisrael.ca. And again, that's BUY, Israel.ca. Let's send Sandra worldwide to take this message to the entire planet.
Amen.
Kevin J. Johnston, freedomreport.ca.